Hey, shalom, shalom.
Check the stream. All right, we good.
Hey, GMS Charlotte, GMS Orlando. Before we get started, we want to say Call Halayim La, Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Shem,
Shem,
Yahushua,
Shem,
Kakudash.
Kakudash.
A double honor to the elders and the prosperity millstone that told us truth and rule well. A much respect to you, brothers, that their person's truth for our righteousness and sincerity. Shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
All right, so we just getting into an article. It reads, 1 in 3 young adults in the U.S. live with older relatives. It's a lot. It says, as money gets tight, a growing number of young Americans live with their parents. You can grab Proverbs 11 and 4, Baba Kashan.
This is Proverbs 11 and 4. Riches profit not in the day of wrath.
So riches profit not in a day of wrath. For one, this dollar is worthless. Okay, and for two, the Lord is no respecter of persons. So the Lord does not care about the status or how much money you got in this society. All right, you keep going.
It says, but righteousness delivereth from death.
So righteousness delivereth from death. Again, going back to that money, the money is worthless. The elect, being the righteous, are going to be saved in these times to come. So if you're not the elect, you're going to be destroyed. All right. So I'm gonna keep going in the article. You want to read it for me?
Yeah. All right. It says, as money gets tight, a growing number of young Americans live with their parents. A growing number of young American adults have opted to move back in with their parents or other older relatives rather than struggle to afford a home of their own. According to a recent Pew Research poll that shows the percentage of multi-generational homes has more than doubled over the last 50 years. Of all men and women aged 25 to 29, nearly a third, 31%, live in multi-generational households. Even among those aged 30 to 34, more than 1 in 5, 22%, live with another generation, usually parents.
That's only what's reported, so that number could be much higher. Then it said 1 in 5, basically 22% of age 30 to 34. It said 1 in 5, age 30 to 34, basically is living with their older parents as well. So usually within those age limits, you're somewhat sustainable. But that shows that this place is going out like Rome, because if you look at Rome, their economy was falling just like America is. And this is Rome 2.0.
Right. It says these figures were significantly higher than they have been for previous generations, suggesting financial strain may be a factor in the decision to move back in with older relatives. For the purpose of the survey, multi-generational households include all homes with at least 2 generations of adults ages 25 and older, or skip generations, homes such as grandparents living with grandchildren under 25. Excuse me.
Actually, you good.
Okay.
I thought it would be a little bit, but I gotta basically just going into that. This is basically the fall of Rome, because again, this is Rome 2.0. Babylon, that great whore.
I got something real quick.
You good?
This is Ecclesiastes chapter 1, verse 9. It says, the thing that have been is that which shall be, and that there is that which is done is that which shall be done, and there is no new thing under the sun. Because going into what the brother is reading, all right, the same way Rome fell, when you go and research it, is the same way America is falling, because Esau is a one-trick pony, man. He doesn't know how to, switch up his playbook. So the Most High has given us the insight of knowing how to look, how to measure the times. And we are seeing through prophecy and through history that this devil is losing. He's going out of power, man. And the Lord is showing us this through prophecy. So the same thing that happened. It's like, go ahead.
It's like, yeah. If I may say something on that too, just like you just read, there's no new thing under the sun. Just like Rome, just like the brothers is going into, they devalued their own dinero.
Yep.
Just like America is devaluing their own dollar. It's all a systematic collapse, and the scriptures prophesied this systematic collapse, because what we're looking at is the elites of Esau, Edom. All right, they want to have the power in their hands, and so by orchestrating this economic collapse, they'll be able to control the money. They'll be able to control the buying and the selling, which is all a part of prophecy. And this Rome, this modern day Rome, is going to fall just like the ancient Rome because it's following all the blueprints of ancient Rome. And it's following all the blueprints of the kingdoms before it. How it's following ancient Egypt, it's following ancient Rome, Greece, Babylon. All right, all ancient kingdoms that fell before, it's following the same blueprint. So what makes you think that America is going to stand forever if it's following the same blueprint that failed years before?
That's right.
It's basically the article. It says it's the fall. It says 8 reasons why Rome fell. It says the invasions by barbarian tribes. It says economic troubles and over reliance on slave labor.
Ooh, it looks like it.
You got it, bro.
And at first, it says invasion by the barbarians. And what is America looking at? The Third World War, where it's going to be invaded, man. All right, America's getting ready to be invaded. It's no longer going to be able to be called that virgin daughter anymore. It's going to get touched. Yep. It's like I just wanted to,
I got a precept going into that too.
I do too. You go ahead.
What you got?
Real quick, Ezekiel 38:11.
That's
You can break it down. It says, "And thou shalt say, I will go up to the land of unwalled villages."
And that being America, because if you look at America, the border of Canada has like walls and stuff, but by Mexico it has like gates and stuff. But on the east and the west side, it's wide open. And then, you keep going.
It says, "I will go to them that are at rest and dwell safely."
It say at rest and dwell safely. If you look at America, Babylon the Great, the people are basically oblivious to everything that's going on. So that's why it says that those that are at rest.
It says, "All of them dwelling without walls and having neither bars nor gates." Verse 12, "To take a spoil and to take a prey, to turn thine hand upon the desolate places that are now inhabited, and upon the people that are gathered out of the nations, which have gotten cattle and goods that dwell in the midst of the land."
So the Lord gonna put the spirit on Russia, which is Gog and Magog, to invade America, Babylon the Great. But that was the point. I'm gonna go back to the. You go ahead, bro.
I was just agreeing with Chaki.
But just going back, it says economic troubles. Going back to what we mentioned with that article, it says an over reliance on slave labor, and that's what we see in America, Babylon the Great, man. It's a society of what we mentioned the other day of like they got the they call it a rat wheel, and then they got the cheese on the stick. It's an over reliance on slave labor.
Yeah, it's a rat race because these people pretty much, they live paycheck to paycheck, man. So when you had the CVID pretty much locked down the country the past 2 years, man, it killed the economy to where these middle class businesses are struggling to stay open. So if America goes into another lockdown, that's going to be the end of the middle class, and this is what they ultimately wanted because this society, this economy is, like you said, was meant to break down, man, because they want to collapse this thing, man.
It says the rise of the Eastern Empire, and just going into that, this was back in those days, but now the Lord is rising up His men. So we're the next to rule, we're the next empire,
right? And then also too, you have these nations like Russia and China and whatnot, and it's a battle for the next superpower, man. These two superpowers, Russia and China, they think that once America falls, they're gonna pretty much rule next, unbeknownst to them that the kingdom of heaven is gonna come in after America's destroyed.
Number 4 says over expansion and military overspending, and they put a lot of money into that military, and just going, you got that, you're gonna have good too. Yeah, but basically we'll get it.
But you keep elaborating.
So it says over expansion because America spreads themselves too much. They can't stay at they can't be involved in their own like affairs. They got so many problems here in the United States, but they're more worried about spreading westernization.
Yep. This is Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 6. It says, "Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, Woe to them that increaseth that which is not his."
And if you go to the so-called white man, that's he took it upon himself to get everything that he has, all the kingdoms, the riches, and everything that he has by deception, and just by increasing the things that are not his.
It says, Woe unto him that increaseth that which is not his, how long? And to him that laid himself with thick clay.
And that thick clay going into the debt, man. America, if you look at, they got the debt clock. It's shooting sky high. I think it was that, and then it was I think it was 2 and 5. I think it's 2 and 5.
Oh, so like I go up. Okay, this is going up a verse Habakkuk 2 and 4. It says, yea, also because he transgresseth by wine,
Going into his philosophies, the ways of Babylon.
he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home.
He can't stay and he can't take care of what is his. Again, going back to the problems that he got here. They got a fucked up road system. The interstate systems is fucked up. They're pushing fucked up food into the industry. You got countless amounts of veterans that are homeless and just stuff like that. He can't take care of what is his. He has to spread that westernization and fuck up the rest of the world.
And then another thing to add on to that point, all right, his military is spread extremely thin because it says he's a proud man, neither keepeth at home, because he wants to put his American presence all over the world. So with him putting these troops in all these different countries, man, now he's left America defenseless. So if there was to be an attack on the shores of America, he has no defense. Goes back to we read about earlier how this is the land of unwalled villages, man, because they don't have a military to protect them. So like, you got it, bro.
Like, if I may add on to that too, as it stands today, America has over 800 military bases around the globe.
Yep.
And just like ancient Rome, their military was spread too thin, which opened up the door for those barbarians to come in and invade. Likewise, America, they're spread thin because they want to spread their wine, their philosophies, democracy. In which we just seen that I think he was a president in India he was going in on Esau and how this democracy has destroyed nations, man. This democracy has led to this LGBTQ, this alphabet community. It's led to the destruction of women and families and children. Democracy, this wine that this devil has been spreading has led to the whole world being drunken. But now the whole world is starting to sober up and they're starting to say, hold on, like, how long? How long will he increase that which is not his? Now they're starting to realize, damn, he tricked us, man. And now he's in their land. He's oppressing a man in his own heritage, like it's gonna go on to say it. I don't know if your Akim was gonna keep reading on that, but it said he's oppressing a man in his own heritage. He has garrisons in India and China, in the land of Russia. What business does he have over there? He should be he can barely control the American people. He can barely control what's going on here. The crime rates in America are outrageous, man. You go into cities like Chicago, downtown here in Orlando. I know y'all brothers over there in Chicago, North Carolina, have crime rates out the roof in certain places in y'all cities. He can barely control the crime over here and the craziness over here. So how can he do that in other countries? How can him focusing on other countries has just left this place bare? Like y'all brothers was going into.
Yeah, a little bit more. It says, Proverbs, Habakkuk 2 and 5. Yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell and is as death, and cannot be satisfied.
So he can't be satisfied, man. So he's gonna keep going and going and going. That's why the Lord said in Matthew's, if he didn't shorten the time, then there would no flesh be saved, because this man his heart is deep, so it's no stopping with Esau,
Yeah, because that tells you that in Obadiah, he ain't gonna leave no grapes, man. This nigga wants everything, man. This is why, because it's in his nature. When you go and read in First Maccabees chapter 1, when it reads about Alexander the Great, all right, he was known to conquer. He conquered the whole known world, during his time, because that's Esau's blessing going back to Genesis, man. He was given the fatness of the earth. So this nigga wants to conquer the whole land. So this is why he can't never stay home, man. All right, but that's gonna ultimately be his downfall, because these nations are no longer afraid of America. Like the brother was mentioning, they've woken up to the fact that why do we keep doing deals with America, man? Every time we do business with America, we end up getting fucked on the short stick, man. So now everybody just like, fuck this country. We're gonna do it on our own. This is why everybody's dumping the petrol dollar, which is gonna skyrocket everything over here, man. Which is really why hyperinflation is taking place, man. Because these nations are turning from America in its ways, because they see they can make more money dealing with, amongst themselves, man.
If I may add a quick scripture.
Come on.
This is Isaiah chapter 13 and 14. And it shall be as a chased roe and as a sheep that no man taketh up, they shall every man turn to his own people and flee every one into his own land. Just going into what the brother was saying, now everybody is starting to turn into their own. They're starting to deal more with their own people now instead of coming through this beast, man, coming through America, Babylon, to do their dealings, man.
Yep, I got something to add to that. This is Jeremiah 51:7. It says, Babylon have been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that have made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. And everybody is pissed off at Esau Edom. All right, when the scriptures tell you, man, thou art greatly despised, man, these nations are waking up to the fact that, yo, they're sick of Esau, man. This is why World War III is happening, man, because they want America gone. Because, like I said, nobody's afraid of America no more. Everybody has nuclear capabilities now. All right, they can go toe-to-toe as far as nuclear missile-wise. And some of them actually got better technology than Esau, man. So, well, I say America, all right, because at the end of the day, Russia's Esau too. But they have the military technology to pretty much go toe-to-toe with America, man. So nobody's afraid of the big bad bully no more, man. All right, because the philosophy that Esau pushes, this westernization, all right, it destroys a country's morals, man, which we're going to get into. It says, oh, no, I'm taking the wrong one. But I'm going to continue on. It says, shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunted proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his? How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. So just pretty much saying, all right, this nigga is in so much debt that there's no way America can come back. This is why they're about to crash the economy. America owes China billions of dollars, which probably more than that, when you look at the debt clock. But at the end of the day, man, they're going to crash this economy because there's no way they can pretty much, keep America going. And they doing this ultimately to bring in that new digital currency, which is going to introduce the Karagma, man.
I'm going to keep going in the article. If y'all bros want to keep flowing, and we can go back to
Hey, go ahead, bro. We in the spirit.
Going back to the article, it says, however, analyzing I'm not going to go through the whole thing.
Yeah. Whatever your spirit teach you to stop it.
It says, these figures may seem surprising given the social norms of American society. Typically, young people leave the nest upon graduating high school, finding a job or going off to college. However, even most entry-level jobs now require a college degree. Those with only a high school education may have trouble finding work, a fact reflected in their representation among young adults living with their parents. It says, you go ahead.
Can I get a quick scripture on that?
Mm-hmm.
This is Isaiah chapter 19 and verse 16, 15.
Yeah.
It reads, neither shall there be any work for Egypt, which the head or tail or branch or rush may do. And now right now what we're seeing in America, like the brother's going into, is a shortage in work. The unemployment rates are skyrocketing right now because of this whole number 19 deal. This whole pandemic has caused a lot of jobs to shut down, and a lot of people have left their jobs in these past couple of years because of the mandates. So now people are they roughing it. And they're having to move back in with their parents because the times are getting rougher and it's harder to get a job now because now the requirements are harder, man. Now you got to have a college education. Now you got to have all this, that, and the third. It's harder for people to get jobs. But that's a part of prophecy, man. The scriptures say that the grinding shall cease, speaking about the work, and right now what we're witnessing is that grinding slowly starting to cease, to the point where it's going to stop all completely. And it ain't going to be no work out here, man.
I got more just to add on to what the brother's saying in the spirit. You quoted it, might as well get it. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 3. You can break it down. It says, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened.
Hey, and those who look out of the windows going into your financial forecasters are your different economists, are those who look over and really have who have a watchful eye over the state of America. When it deals with their economics, when it deals with financials, are those who look out of the windows be darkened, meaning they don't see any hope. Their hope is darkened. And you go into these different economists, Gerald Green different financial advisors. They're telling you, look, the economy is getting ready to crash. You know, the housing bubble's getting ready to crash. The dollar's getting ready to crash. Buy gold, buy silver. You know, they're telling you to buy all this stuff because they can see that this place is finished. They can
Mm-hmm.
see that there's no going back. All right, you know, you have Jake talking about wanting to go back to normal. Ain't no going back to normal, man. You know, everything is getting ready to crash, man. And the dollar, you know, the economic system, everything, man. You know,
Right. And they're trying to pacify that by making everything go digital. Now you seeing
Mhm.
you all of a sudden Jake crypto billionaires now, man. Or I say millionaires. Everybody knows you got these stupid NFTs. You know, it's all these different things that Jake trying to just get into to try to stay above water. You know, the Shiba coin, Bitcoin, and all these different things, man. But that's not gonna help you because you have a thing called Operation Sandman, which we can touch on that in a minute whenever you want to get through. But there's no getting out of this snare, man. Verse 4, and the door shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low.
Yeah, bro.
Kind. So pretty much being, and like the brother was saying, ain't gonna be no work out here for Egypt, man. All right, all these businesses are gonna shut down. Everybody's gonna be unemployed at a point, and only way you're gonna be able to even sustain yourself is by going crawling back to the government because this is ultimately what they want.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got two. Just going into the whole digital thing, it's no coincidence that we seen they had a rise in online banking like Sophie,
Mm-hmm.
Vero, and Chime, because they're getting people prepped for that system.
Mm-hmm.
This is Isaiah 47:1. It says, "Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon." All right, it's called the virgin daughter of Babylon because it takes on the ways of ancient Babylon. It says, "Sit on the ground, there is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate." And the Lord is touching this place. He's touching the various different things, but one being that we touching on now is the economic system,
Yep.
which is going into the Charagma. So I'm going to go to that. This is about to say something?
I'll wait till you finish that.
Okay. This Revelation 13:16.
Matter of fact, because it's gonna get right into what you're saying.
Okay.
Because this is setting up the stage to why they're doing this. So this is a meme, or I don't even call it a meme because it's true. But it says the digital snare will bring in the second death. It says the next crypto cycle will make many multimillionaires. So my advice is to learn as much as you can about DeFi, NFTs, DAOs, crypto, Web 3.0, the metaverse, smart contracts, altcoin techonomics, and blockchain technology, which is ultimately conditioning you to get ready for this digital system, which is going to be that snare to get a lot of these people to take the CHIP, man.
Mm-hmm. And just getting into that, this is Revelation 13:16. It says, "He causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name." And it says, "He causeth all." Esau is a cunning hunter, so he's very deceptive. So he likes to work through gradualism. And it's no coincidence, that the Rams won the Super Bowl, and then, well, just going into the whole Ukraine situation. Now they're going into basically a social credit system,
Yeah.
and basically
Yeah.
you got an article on that.
Yeah, I gotta look for it, but continue.
Con. But basically they're going into a whole social credit system, and it's basically the framework for the MOTB, just without the physical Charagma.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, if I may say something on that, you have that social credit system going on right now in China, to where they're under constant surveillance. So if you go against their societal codes, if you have different infractions, they can shut you down, man. Like if you jaywalking and they catch you a certain number of times, they put a hold on how much or where you're able to live. They put a hold on where you're able to get a job and so on and so forth. And that very same system is coming to America.
Right.
You know,
Because if you brothers and sisters who's watching are familiar with that show Black Mirror, they show you a preview of kind of how it's going to be. Because in the episode, the chick, whenever she pretty much because they was basing on how many likes you was getting from the post and stuff that you was putting in, when her score fell below a certain number, All right, she was pretty much cut off from doing certain things in society to where it became so low they locked her up. But when you actually look at how the social credit system works in China, it's based off of a grade system, and if you fall below a number of points, or if your grade becomes too low, same thing happens, man. You're cut off from certain privileges in the city, man. You won't get insurance. All right, you won't be able to get a job in certain places. You won't be able to do nothing, and that's the same thing that Esau is going to bring over here to America, because when you look at how things are run in China, because China is the closest civilization that pretty much resembles America. So they always do test runs in China before they do it over here in America. They do the same thing with the CVID, how they handled that, because they hit China first and then they brought it over here to America, man.
That was on the article.
I can't find the thing, but pretty much what the article was saying, that right around the time that when they first got invaded by Russia, Ukraine did. All right, they established the first digital system, man.
Mm.
All right, they went cashless. All right, so they made digital currency an official currency, and this actually is over here in America. I was talking to Brother Tazama earlier. They over in I think it was Arkansas or Alabama. I can't remember which is one of the two, but they have already put in and set the vote on making that the first state to accept digital currency. And Biden already then signed the papers for it, man. So we right here, man. Like Sakala was saying, we're at the point of no return, man. Shalom, Mark.
Hey, shalom.
What you got, bro?
Oh, that was it. That was it on the article.
Kind. So I got another precept which is going into this economy, all right? Because Esau has you people duped, man. This is the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 16, verse 21. It says, "Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth that they shall think themselves to be in good case." And right before 2020, when CVID hit, all right, everything was kosher, man. People, thought they was living it up. You had Jake singing that corny ass song. They talking about they living their best life. Everything was good, but the moment the CVID hit, the lockdowns happened. All right, things went haywire, man. Because this is the Most High beginning to close shop on America. It says, "And even then shall evils grow upon the earth, sword, famine, and great confusion." And ever since the lockdowns, man, all right, it's continually gotten worse throughout the years, to where, hey, 2020, man, things have been happening at a rapid rate, because this is the Most High speeding up the time, man, because we're almost out of here.
Con.
I'll continue on. It says, "For many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy." Because
Hey,
as we're getting into, all right, go ahead.
if I may speak on that too, because famine is going to be another way that he calls of all, both small and great, rich and poor, to receive that mark. Because famine is a great motivator. When people are hungry, they make rash decisions. When people are fearful, they make rash decisions, and that's what Esau is coming with. He's coming with like it says in Revelation 12:12. He's going to come with that great wrath. And that fear and that famine is going to cause people to take that mark. Because they're gonna be pushed to the edge at that point. It's gonna be a split decision they have to make. And if you haven't been following this truth, if you haven't been growing in the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai, you're gonna make that wrong decision in that time, man. You're gonna go ahead and take that mark, believing that Esau is gonna be able to nourish you and feed you, when in reality, Yahweh Shema Shai is the one that's gonna nourish and feed us through these times. Just like it says in Job, the 5th chapter. All right, the Lord is gonna deliver us through six troubles, and 7. All right, he's going to deliver us, man. And famine is one of those, man. The Lord is going to deliver us in famine. All right, the Lord has an infinite amount of ways to feed his elect. All right, look at Elijah. He fed him by a raven. The Lord can have us eat a blade of grass and be fed for 2 weeks. That's how powerful the Lord is, man. Which I can got it like it.
Now you good. You in the spirit. So I got something to add to that point. Because like you said, man, this famine is going to be a major motivator to get a lot of you people to fold. This is 2 Corinthians 2:11. It says, "Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices." Because we see, how he's doing this, man. It's no coincidence that, BG, Bill Gates of hell, all right, he's bought up, 90% of the farmland, man. All right, now you having, the talks of people, shouldn't be eating meat anymore, man. That's where everything's going so-called plant-based, with these impossible meat, shit like that, which is nothing but chemical. But that engineered famine is going to be a major motivator, and you people are going to crumble, because give you a good example. When the government shut down a few years back, when Trump was in office, you had our people, the main ones, crying to Esau, to open the government up to help. And the main thing that you had is the end of screaming, how am I going to feed my kids? How am I going to feed? That's going to be the main thing, because these people don't have a something back to fall back and rely on, man. This is why we're reiterating the fact that you people need to wake up and come back to the Lord. That's the only way you're going to be able to survive during that day. Because as we was reading, the Lord is going to provide for His elect, man. You mentioned Job 5. You got Job Isaiah 65 about how the Lord said His servants going to eat. All right, we got faith that the Lord's going to take care of us, man. Hey, we don't know how the Lord is going to do it. He might even have back in the ancient world, right? He gonna bring the manna back, man. Brothers can just get food out of nowhere. So we gotta fully step out on faith during them times, man. And this is why it's so important to rekindle your relationship with the Lord, man.
Okay. It was one time I went, just going into that, like, it's various different ways that the Lord can feed us, Like one time I went to a park, and it was probably about 15 apples just laying on the ground.
Wow.
I had a precept. What's the one in Psalms? It says, "I have been young and now I'm old, yet I have never seen the righteous forsaken."
That's in Sirach 2 and 10, I believe.
I think I know which one he's talking about.
It's somewhere in Psalms 30. I can't remember which one it is. 32, 33.
Oh no, boy. This is similar. If you can find it, I'll get this one to add to you though. Sirach 2 and 10. Look at the generations of old and see, did ever any trust in the Lord and was confounded, or did any abide in His fear and was forsaken, or whom did He ever despise that called upon Him? And that's the answer is nobody, because all those that trust in Yahweh Shem Yahushua always came through for him, man. And this is why it's an important thing to remember. As the Lord, He reiterates all throughout the scriptures, man. He's with us wherever we go, man. So this is why He tells us to fear not, man. I always make the point about to show you how bad the Lord is, man. When you type in "fear not" on the blue letter, it's in there 144 times, man. That shows you the Lord is with us, man.
I got that precept. You about to see something, bro?
I had that precept you was calling for.
Yeah, I got it.
All right,
it's Psalm 37 and 25. It says, "I have been young and now am old, yet have I not seen the righteous forsaken, nor his seed begging for bread." So the Lord's gonna look after his elect. So just going into somewhere in the New Testament, basically it said that the Lord looks out for the birds.
Yeah.
He makes sure that they're fed. But we doing the will. And hopes, that the Lord's going to cover us in these perilous times to come, because He's not going to leave His men, out high and dry.
I got you. Since you quoted it out, this is Matthew chapter 6, and I'm gonna start at verse 25.
Yes,
it says, "Therefore I say unto you, take no thought for your life, what ye shall eat, or what ye shall drink, nor yet for your body, what ye shall put on. Is not the life more than meat, and the body more than raiment? Behold the fowls of the air, for they sow not, neither do they reap, nor gather into barns. Yet your heavenly Father feedeth them. Are ye not much better than they?"
So, you keep going, bro.
You got it.
So, again, to reiterate, His men are doing His will, so why wouldn't He look out for the elect,
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Hey, if I may say something to that too, and the Lord put us above the fowls of the air, man. The Lord put us above these animals. That's why we have dominion over them. Going back into the book of Genesis, the Lord gave us dominion and rule over the animals. So if the Lord feeds these animals, and when you look at the life of a bird, bro, I was just looking at the life of a bird. They barely flap their wings. When they in the air, they just gliding. They just going with the wind. Likewise, it's in the spirit, but we just got to flow in the spirit, and just completely trusting Yahweh Shem Yahushai, because they just on their day to day, it's like they don't know what they're gonna eat. They don't have no set meal plan, but the Lord always provides something for them. He always put a garbage can or somebody throw something out and some fries on the ground or something, and they always end up being fed, man. So how much more the men of the Lord, man?
To add, I want to add to that point, because a good example of that, if brothers ever, want to think about that, man, watch these nature shows, man, and see how the Lord, takes care of the animals, man. That's a good example to see that, because as you mentioned, man, the Lord takes care of the animals. So how much more his men? Just to add to that point, real quick, jump in here. This is the book of Job 12:7. It says, "But now ask the beasts, and they shall teach thee, and the fowls of the air, and they shall tell thee." Right? They don't worry about how they're gonna make it, on their day to day. They just go. All right, and the Lord takes care of them, man. So how much more us? So that's another thing to think about, man.
Yeah.
Con.
You have more on that Matthew up?
Oh, yeah, I'll keep reading on it. This is back in Matthew 6 and verse 27. It reads, "Which of you by taking thought can add 1 cubit unto his stature? And why take ye thought for raiment? Consider the lilies of the field, how they grow. They toil not, neither do they spin. And yet I say unto you that even Solomon in all his glory was not arrayed like one of these. Wherefore, if God so clothe the grass of the field, which today is and tomorrow is cast into the oven, shall he not much more clothe you, O ye of little faith? Therefore take no thought, saying, What shall we eat, or what shall ye drink, or wherewithal shall we be clothed?" Right? Hey, look, don't stress the things that you can't control. You're killing yourself literally. Stress is one of the main killers of the body.
Right.
You stressing yourself out about things you can't control, man, you hurting yourself. All right, the scripture saying, Hebrews the 12th chapter, to lay aside every weight which does so easily beset us. Don't worry about the things we can't control, man. Just leave it up. The Christians say it, but it's true. Hey, leave it up to in the hands of Yahweh Shem Shai, man. You
That's
know,
right.
it says, "Therefore take no thought, saying, What shall we eat, or what shall we drink, or wherewithal shall we be clothed? For after all these things do the Gentiles seek, for your heavenly Father knoweth that ye have need of all these things. But seek ye first the kingdom of the heavenly Father and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. Take therefore no thought for the morrow shall take thought for itself, shall take thought for the things of itself. Sufficient unto the day is the evil thereof."
Kind. I want to add to what you were saying about not stressing about how you're gonna what's gonna happen pretty much, because that stress is the main reason why so-called black men, all right, they die at a much earlier rate than women. Okay, because at the end of the day, stress puts a major strain on the body. It causes your body to work more, which ultimately kills you. So this is the book of Sirach 38:18. It says, "For of heaviness cometh death, and the heaviness of the heart breaketh strength. In affliction also sorrow remaineth, and the life of the poor man is the curse of the heart. Take no heaviness to heart, drive it away, and remember the last end." And the main way that let go of that stress is like the Christians say, man, you gotta let go and let God, man. Let the Most High pretty much handle everything, man. I got from the world, man. I got a thing called the Serenity Prayer in my bathroom. I want to read that real quick, because that's pretty much going into what we saying, man. Because at the end of the day, you just gotta let the Most High handle it. Everything else is just gonna play out. So, real quick, just run through this real quick. It says, "God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things that I can, and wisdom to know the difference, man." So the thing that you can handle, worry about it, man. Or not worry about it, but handle it. The thing that you can't, put your words on your how about Shem Shai and let him figure it out for you, man. And you're gonna be all right, man.
Yeah.
Got a precept. This is Isaiah 55 and 9. Verse 8. It says, "For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, saith the Lord. For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts are thoughts than your thoughts." And so you got to cast your troubles onto the Lord, because he has everything orchestrated. Just going to the point that the brothers are getting into.
Mm-hmm. Because at the end of the day, man, Yahweh Shem Shai knows what we need, man. So if we are his servants, then what do we got to worry about, man? All right, real quick. This is Sirach 39:26. It says, "The principal things for the whole use of man's life are water, fire, iron, and salt, flour of wheat, honey, milk, and the blood of the grape, and oil and clothing." All right. So the Lord knows what we need, man. So you know He's gonna take care of you, man. All right. Hey, you could pretty much you could almost be on your way to being homeless. All right. You don't know how your money is gonna come in to help pay certain bills, and the Lord will make a way for you to where everything is covered, man. All right. That's where having faith relies in, because you know that the Lord is going to take care of you. You know, the scriptures tell you that, roughly paraphrasing, that He's not going to leave His servants to live without or something, along them lines. So the Lord is going to take care of us. How much more when Esau crashes society and we have to live off the grid, man? Just like in the wilderness, man, we got to put our full trust in the Lord, man.
I got a quick precept for y'all, Akin, real quick. This is Jeremiah 29:11. It reads, "For I know the thoughts that I think towards you, saith the Lord, thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you an expected end." So the Lord starts, just like the brother was going into in Isaiah 55. The Lord starts towards us our thoughts of peace, and to give us that expected end, which that expected end is the salvation promised to His elect. The kingdom of heaven. That was promised to our forefathers. Just real quick. Yeah, I can got it.
That's in the spirit, man, because I'm going to keep saying it. And the Lord knows what we need, man. All right? So when all hell breaks loose, man, we don't know what the Lord is going to do, but we know He's going to take care of us, man. All right? Brothers been having different, dreams and visions about, angels coming to them and delivering them from certain situations. All right? I remember one brother did the video talking about, he had a dream about, it was an angel that looked pretty, he pretty much was a farmer. And he, him and his rib, was going to find food, and he worked at like a meat market or something. He was giving them extra meat, man, extra food. All right, the Lord gonna be putting spirits on these people to take care of us too, man. All right, we might be on the run, and the Lord have us stumble upon a bunker. All right, the dudes that stored up all their food and water, the Lord probably off their ass for us to get that. So a lot of these doomsday preppers, they're doing that to supply for the elect, man. All right, so you got to know that you're going to be good during the time of Jacob's trouble, man. We can't be scared, man. All right.
Okay.
I got some. This is the Book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 17, verse 12. It says, "For fear is nothing else but a betraying of the succors which reason offereth, and the expectation from within being less, count the ignorance more than the cause which bringeth the torment." Right. So, hey, what fear is, man, fear is nothing but the betraying of the help to which Yahweh Shem Shah, He bringeth, because you worrying, you worrying is pretty much going to be worse than the outcome of actually what's going on, man. All right, because if you are stress free, all right, then you know that the Lord got you. But if you're worrying about it, the expectation of what you think is going to happen to you is going to be worse than what's actually going to happen, man.
So what was that?
Wisdom of Solomon 17 and 12. Okay. So you gotta have full assurance in your how about Shem Shah, man. Because this I always look, the way I look at it, because I've been in this truth, is everything in this life is a test, man. Okay. And with this wisdom and knowledge and understanding, the Lord wants to see how you apply it, to see, are you really, believing in the things that you're out here teaching other people to believe in as well, man. As it tells you in James, not to be a doer of the word. It's like to be a hearer of the word, but a doer as well, man. All right, you got to apply the things that you're learning, man. I just started one in the spirit, but y'all brothers got it so I can find it.
I'm gonna grab that. James. This is James chapter 1, and I'm actually getting my phone.
While you get that, I found it. This is Proverbs 3 and 5. It says, "Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not unto thine own understanding." Right. Hey, trust in Yahweh Shem Shah with thine whole heart, which that word heart means your mind, man. Don't lean on your own understanding, because at the end of the day, man, you can't deliver yourself from what's coming. And that's the main thing that Jake gonna have to learn the hard way, man. All right. It don't matter how much money you got, how many guns you got stored up, whatever it is that you're trying to prepare for, to help brace yourself for what's coming, man. No, you gotta trust in Yahweh Shem Shah, man.
I got one line backing off you. This is Proverbs 14 and 12. It says, "There is a way which seemeth right unto a man, but the end thereof are the ways of death." And that's why you don't want to lean on your own understanding, because what you think is right in your own mind, they say that the mind is deceiving and desperately wicked. Roughly paraphrasing.
Yep.
So being that, you know, the way that someone wants to go, you know, that can be the ways of death. You know, that's why I
Yeah,
say you gotta lean on the Lord.
yeah. These niggas really think they got it, man. They think they got all the answers. You know, we out there trying to warn them, and they just like, yo, all right, bro. You know, I believe you, but you know, I gotta see it. You know, I had family members that when I was trying to teach them, telling me that, you know, well, like, because when I first woke up in the truth, I was in college, man. I dropped out, and one of the things that my roommate, who was my cousin, asked me, he was like, yo, everything you saying is true, but all right, what am I supposed to do? Am I just supposed to be a bum? No, nigga. You just, hey, complete your day to day. But at the end of the day, man, hey, trust in your how about Shimmy I was shy. And these people don't do that because ultimately they don't believe in something they can't see. So they want to wait till everything is tangible to where they can actually see, you know, and be in it to come to the Lord. But by then it's going to be too late, man. You know.
God. Hey, because if I may say this real quick, what our people, when it comes to our people, they only believe in their five senses, where they can feel, touch, smell, hear,
Right.
and see. Anything outside of that, they don't believe in. And that's ultimately what's going to lead to their downfall. Because the spirit is what's going to lead us through these times. The spirit is what's guiding us through the valley of the shadow of death right now. The spirit is teaching us how to maneuver through this place. How to filter out the garbage from what's real. This
Facts.
is how we maneuvering right now. So how much more in the times to come? That's why it says in I think that's Isaiah 33:6. It says, "Wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of our times, and the strength of our salvation."
That's
This
right.
is what's going to be the stability of our times, because when it comes down to it, you're gonna have to know how to move in the spirit.
Yeah.
It's when it comes down to it, you can't. This is what we're being trained up for right now. The Lord is
Uh-huh.
teaching us how to put off that carnal man, how to put off that carnal understanding, and walk in the spirit. Because we're gonna need that.
Hey, you set me up, bro. Hey, this for you because everything you saying is this scripture
It's
in its
spirit.
entirety. Romans 8:6. It says, matter of fact, I started 5. It says, "For they that are after the flesh do mind the things of the flesh, but they that are after the spirit, the things of the spirit."
Hey, and that's us of the hopefully elect. We put off the things of the flesh because the Lord opened our eyes to the fact that the things of the flesh lead unto death. A
Mm-hmm.
mortal mindset leads to a mortal death, but an immortal mindset will lead to life and life everlasting. And that's what the Lord's teaching us right now. You know?
Facts. It says, "For to be carnally minded is death, but to be spiritually minded is life and peace." Mm-hmm.
Hey, and that's what the Lord is giving us right now. That peace, that peace of mind that while everything is going on, while these people bugging out due to this whole C-19, they don't know how they're gonna eat, what they're gonna do, what they're gonna do for money, what they're gonna do for nourishment. We chill, man.
Mm-hmm.
We know, hey, look, at the end of the day, no matter what happens, all right, we know the end all be all. The Lord is gonna crack those clouds and save his elect. All right, he's gonna deliver his elect through the famine, through the tribulation, and they're gonna be all right. Lord, wouldn't we be those men? But we
Yeah.
have that peace of mind right now.
Yeah, because laying back off that Isaiah 33:6 you quoted, because the main part of that scripture, which is the most important part, it says that the fear of the Lord is His treasure, because the fear of the Lord is what's going to keep us grounded during that time. Because no matter what, no matter how bad things get, the fear of the Lord is going to keep us to where we're not going to fold, man. If you truly believe in the Lord, because we understand that if we take that chip, the Lord's going to kill us. If we pretty much bend to Esau, the Lord's gonna kill us. So I'd rather like the story of Susanna. I'd rather fall into the hands of the Lord than to fall into the hands of Esau, because with the Lord, man, hey, the Lord, He's gonna push you to your breaking point, but at the end of the day, the Lord is gonna deliver us, man, and that's what we have faith in. So I don't give a fuck how bad it looks for us, because at the end of the day, man, all right, the Lord, He said He got us, man. And I want to bring this out. We were bringing this out all the time, but this is a quote from this PDF that we found. It says, "As I see it, this is the way God works. He purposely and deliberately works in a way that contradicts the way men reason." All right, because this is going into why you have to live in the spirit. Because if you're a carnal, there's no way you can understand what I'm about to read. It says, "He must have an environment of impossibility before he commences the work. That is simply the way that the Most High is, and it is the manner in which He works." So the Lord, He works in a manner of impossibility. So when you thinking, yo, there's no way and I can get out of this. That's when the Lord comes through. Boom! Look what I can do, man. That's I don't want to equate it to a magic trick, but that was just the way I can explain it. Like, look, the Lord's the ultimate showman. Because at the end of the day, he's the ultimate J, man. All right, he likes to show off, just like how we do, man. He puts you in a position and it's like, all right, watch this. Boom, we got food. Watch this. Boom, we got a way to escape, because that's the way the Lord works, man. He about to show his power on the right hand side, just like how Esau is about to show his power on the left. And we know that right hook is way more powerful than that left hook, man.
Ooh.
Okay.
I got a little bit more. Verse 7, it says, because the carnal mind is enmity against the Most High, for it is not subject to the law of the Most High, neither indeed can be. So then that are in the flesh cannot please Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. And that's the point. So this is why we have to walk in the spirit, because if you're in a carnal way of thinking, you are going to die, man, because that's you leaning upon your own understanding instead of trusting the Lord with all your heart, man.
Okay.
You got it?
I am. Well, yeah, I got one. This is Hebrews 11:1. It says, now faith is a substance of things hoped for.
Yep.
The evidence of things not seen. Hey, so in this walk, we got to have faith. Faith basically is the proof that what's written in the scriptures is going to happen. That's all the proof that we need, because without faith, going down to verse 6, it says, but without faith, it is impossible to please him. For he that cometh to the Most High must believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him.
Facts.
So it all starts with that faith,
Kind. And I want to add to that point, because something Apostle Gabar said that was real heavy. He was like, pretty much, the things that are unseen are way more powerful than the things that are seen. So like the brother was mentioning about how, Jake rely on his five senses. All right. Those are things that you can see, but what you look at the things that we can't see that's so heavy. You can't see oxygen, but that's one of the most important things that you have to have, man. All right. Gravity. Okay. So how much more the Most High, who is all of that? His name is Yahweh, which means he exists. The Lord's Spirit is in everything, man. So this is why you have to fear Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, because the Lord, all right, he's in control of everything that happens, man.
If I can add, it's a little bit off topic, but it kind of parallels. But in boxing, like the punch that you can see, you can brace for, so it's not as powerful. But those flash knockdowns and flash knockouts come by the ones that you don't see.
That's how he gonna get Jake, because Jake ain't looking for that right hook, man. They ain't looking for that one hitter quitter, man, because they sit here watching Esau, dance on him, all right. But then you got the Most High gonna come out the blue, you got them niggas, that be fighting. You got that one Jake in the back just walking around looking to sneak you. That's how the Most High gonna do you, man. Because these niggas think the Most High sweet, man. Like everything that we're telling you, he's not gonna do. But like I mentioned, the Most High is everywhere, man. He got angels everywhere. Understand, all you 2/3, you got a spiritual hitman that's walking with you, just waiting for the Lord to give him that green light so he can cut your ass up, man. Real quick. This is Sirach 19:20. It says, the fear of the Lord is all wisdom, and in all wisdom is the performance of the law, and the knowledge of his omnipotency. So once again, when you have the wisdom of the Lord, which comes with the fear of the Lord, you understand that the Lord is everywhere. He's in all things. So we know that wherever we're at, whatever position that we're in, no matter how grave it is, the Lord is there. And he's gonna take care of us, man. That's the ultimate form of wisdom, and that's power. This is why we don't fear, man. Okay? We don't fear Esau and nothing that's about to happen, because we fear the Most High above all else, because he's the one that's in control of things, man. And nothing that happens to you cannot happen unless the Lord ordained it first, man. Okay, so that's why we're not tripping off of what's happening. Hell, the Lord gave us the sneak preview of what's happening. We got the whole list of cheat codes to help us, get through this game, man. So that's power in itself. Why is that another reason why we should not fear, man?
Gone.
So this is why it's important for you Jakes out here, man, to stop playing, man. Because I want to bring this out real quick, because this is why a lot of you people are at a disadvantage, man. It says parents' lack of biblical worldview puts children at spiritual disadvantage. And the reason why we've been put up on game, because the Lord told us through these scriptures that a famine is coming. He told us through these scriptures that this economy is about to break down. That Esau is about to establish his NWO agenda, man. So we have a leg up on the rest of the world because the Lord gave us that spiritual advantage, man. These people that don't have no knowledge of the prophecies or nothing like that, they're at a spiritual disadvantage, man. All right, because they have no clue what's coming. That's what's gonna get them knocked out.
If I may say this too, and the Lord gave us spiritual parents, through the elders and apostles of Great
Thank you,
Millstone,
man. That's a good point.
who guided us, man, through these scriptures and through the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai, helped to open our eyes,
That's
to
right.
see, to give us that proper understanding of the Bible.
That's a good point. And I'm gonna add to you. You can break this down, whoever wanted. Sirach 39:1. It says, "But he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High, and is occupied in the meditation thereof, will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient, and be occupied in prophecies."
Yeah, bro.
Right, because when you start to meditate upon this word, then you start to seek out the sentences of the ancient men. The grave sentences. Which the ancient men, going back into the scriptures, are our forefathers, and the ancient men nowadays are our elders and apostles. And we seek out those grave sentences. We seek out those parables, those dark sayings, like it's going to go on to say. You got it, bro.
He will keep the sayings of the renowned men, and where subtle parables are, he will be there also.
Hey, and when you give your mind over to this, all of a sudden you find yourself you speaking in ancient English. I mean, and you start to everywhere you go, you just maneuvering how you read. You maneuvering with wisdom.
Yeah, a good example I like to think of two of my favorite movies. You got The Matrix, and you got that movie They Live, where the Lord opened our eyes up to be able to see everything that these scriptures are saying in the real world, man. We see everything for what it is, man. All right, and that's all because we have given our mind over to the law of the Most High, man. And in doing so, the Lord has opened our eyes up. He opened our spirits up to be in the now, man. Because our people, they're spiritually asleep, they're spiritually dead, man. So they don't know what's going on, man. But he gave us the eye salve, man.
Hey, and if I may say this, and it's one thing. It's the reason why the Lord stresses us to get our mind right so fervently. The Lord constantly stresses for us to get our mind right is because where your mind is, your body will follow. So if your mind is right, then your works will follow. If your mind is focused on faith, then your works will show forth. Your works will show faith. So the Lord constantly reinforces us to get our mind right, man. Get your mind right. Prepare your mind for the times that are coming. Prepare your mind and set your mind on the Lord, because that's what you need. Where your mind is, your body will follow.
That's right.
I got two you done that, bro?
I got one more verse. You got.
Okay.
It says he will seek out the secrets of grave sentences and be conversant in dark parables.
And that's what we're doing right now. We're conversing in dark parables. We're going through these prophecies. We're going through these dark sayings and these mysteries. We're breaking them down through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai. And this is not happening only just here, with me and the bros right here. It's happening around the four corners of the globe. You have a lot of men who are rising up, who are conversing in the heavenly things, man.
Okay. And this is Matthew 7 and 24. It says, therefore, it's a lot. I'm going to read verse 25. I'm going to read from verse 24. It says, therefore, whosoever heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them, I will liken him unto a wise man, which built his house upon a rock. And that rock being Hamashiach Yahweh. It says, and the rain descended, and the floods came, symbolizing Esau, Edom, and that wrath that he's coming with. It says, and the winds blew, talking about the destruction, and beat upon that house, and that house represents the man. It says, and it fell not, for it was founded upon the rock. So you got to be actually rooted. You got to be rooted into the scriptures. And how you do that is Sirach 6 and 37. It says, let thy mind, is going into what brothers were saying. It says, let thy mind be upon the ordinances of the Lord, and meditate continually in his commandments, being his word. He shall establish thine heart, and give thee wisdom at thine own desire. Hey, so by continually meditating, by doing videos, being around brothers, studying, and just being immersed in the spirit, the Lord's going to root that man, be in that house, so that he can stand in the day of destruction.
I got a quick precept for you. Oh, Slack.
You got it. No, you got it. Go ahead.
This is Joshua 1 and 8. It says, this book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night, that thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein. For then thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and then thou shalt have good success. And it's not talking about having, prosperous ways and good success in this world. It's talking about having spiritual success, and just like the brother was speaking about, when you set your mind upon these things, then when you start to hang around brothers, being around brothers, familiar spirits, and you start to study more, read more, then your ways become prosperous and you have good success through the spirit. Then the Lord starts to sup with you more, and bestow more faith and wisdom and knowledge and understanding upon you.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, the brothers talk about the house, that house that withstood the storm, pretty much, man. You gotta start with the foundation of the house, man. Because at the end of the day, all right, we are each pillars of the temple that's being built, man. The third temple, man. Because it says Jerusalem, it starts with the people before it's a place, man. All right, and we are each bricks that's in that temple. So I want to touch on that real quick. So I got three precepts. First one, this is 1 Corinthians chapter 3 verse 10. It says, according to the grace of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, which is given unto me as a wise master builder, I have laid the foundation, and another builders their own. But let every man take heed how he buildeth, therefore upon. For other foundation can no man lay than that which is laid, which is Hamashiach Yahweh Shah. All right, so Yahweh Bashem, it's like Yahweh Shah is that chief cornerstone, man. That pretty much is our foundation that we rely back on, man. All right, other people got their foundation built upon sand. So when that wind begins to hit, which that wind is that judgment that's about to take place, man. All right, you people's houses gonna crumble because you didn't have the right foundation, man.
Okay. This is First Peter 2. You said verse 5.
You start at 5 and go down.
It says, "Yea, also as lively stones are built up a spiritual house and holy priesthood to offer up spiritual sacrifices acceptable by the Most High, by Hamashiach Yahweh Shah."
Right, because we are that house of David that's being built, that's being raised back up, man. So the foundation that I was speaking about again, is Yahweh Shah, because we are those lively stones that the Lord is using to build up the new temple, which is the elect, man, the governing body of Israel. Lord willing, that be each and every brother that's out here laboring. Go ahead.
Okay. Verse 6. "Wherefore also it is contained in the scripture, Behold, I lay in Zion a chief cornerstone, elect, precious, and he that believeth on him shall not be confounded."
Right. So Yahweh Shah, is the one that we lay everything upon, man. All right. He's the foundation of that house, man. And then from there, we use the wisdom, that we learn throughout these scriptures, from the elders and apostles of different brothers, because we all, as scripture tell you about how we prophesy in part and we know in part, we use each other to pretty much add on to our house, man. Real quick, Proverbs 9:1. It says, wisdom have builded her house. She have hewn out her 7 pillars. She have killed her beasts. She have mingled her wine. She have also furnished her table. She have set forth her maidens. She crieth upon the highest place of the city. But the main point being, it said, wisdom have built her house, and she have hewn out her 7 pillars. That word 7 goes into a complete foundation, man, because the pillars is what keep the house, able to stand, man. But you build those pillars upon your foundation, which is the Lord. So as you grow in this truth, you fortifying your house, man. All right, so that thieves can't break into it. All right, that whatever storm comes, it's not going to beat the house down. All right, our fortress is secure, man, which is our fortress in Yahweh Shem Yahushua.
Okay. Hey, so this is Proverbs 24:3. It says, "Through wisdom is an house builded, and by understanding it is established." Hey, so this word keeps us rooted, and it's coming from the ways of the world. That's why we have to repent and come back to the law, statutes, and commandments, because this spiritual house can't be built on wickedness.
Mm-hmm.
I got a quick one for you, Ike.
Kind.
This is Sirach, Second Esdras, chapter 14 and verse 13. Now therefore set thine house in order, and reprove thy people, and comfort such as them as be in trouble, and not renounce corruption. And then part of what the brothers is going into, man, part of setting your house in order, is like we was going into earlier, setting your mind right. Our house, the house of the Lord is our bodies. Our bodies are considered the temple of the Lord. We are to set that right, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shai. And that starts first with our minds. coming back into our ways, our culture, our heritage, the laws, statutes, and commandments to the best of our ability, so that we're able to be cleansed. The Lord can purge us and cleanse us, through that process. And so
Yeah,
that we're rooted and grounded on a solid foundation.
yeah. Because you said you was talking about the body, right? So what about the head? This is what the head is established upon. This is 1 Corinthians 11:3. It says, "But I will have you know that the head of every man is Hamashiach, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Hamashiach is Yahweh." All right, so you have to remember, hey, because that word head goes back into the mind. Our mind is supposed to be based off Yahweh Shai. So that's when you read in I think it's 1 Corinthians 2 about who have known the mind of Hamashiach, which is us, man. So we're supposed to be utilizing the wisdom that the Lord gave us to pretty much fortify our house, like I said, because this is our fortress. And another precept to land back off that point, Psalm 91:2. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress, my power. In Him will I trust. And that's just to bring it all home, man. All right, you gotta trust in your how by Shah to be that fortress where you can run back to. You have Superman with his, the fortress of solitude. Our fortress of solitude is Yahweh Shem Shah, man. How he was able to go back to the fortress of solitude and he was able to commune with his parents, Jarrell. All right, that's the same thing we're able to do when we go back to our fortress, which is Yahweh Shem Shah. All right, go into these scriptures and we're able to commune with the Lord, man.
Con.
I ain't really had nothing else. If y'all brothers got anything else,
You want to go into your article, bro?
If y'all Aki wanted to go into it, we just
that's
touch
cool.
on it a little bit, and it's up to y'all, Aki.
Hey, you go. You got it.
I'm good. I'm flowing in the spirit.
Come.
So I had this article pulled up from so like let me get it real quick. This is an article from Study Finds. I hope y'all can you hear me?
Come.
Because I'm on my phone while I'm doing it. But this is an article from studyfinds.org, and it's entitled Screen Time Terrors. 7 in 10 parents fear their kids are becoming internet zombies. It reads, it is all that time spent on social media, gaming apps, and streaming services turning kids' brains into mush. 7 in 10 American parents are worried their children are turning into internet zombies, according to a survey. The study polled 2,000 American parents of school-age children and found 64% were concerned about the amount of time their children spend on the internet. Another 2 in 3 believe their child's overall behavior has changed as a result of increased time online. And just like the scriptures say, women shall bring forth monsters. And all this time that these kids are spending on the internet nowadays is polluting them, man. Because all these TV shows, all these programs that Esau Edom puts out here is geared toward destroying the minds and the spirits of our people. And if I get this real quick, in Proverbs chapter 29 and verse 2, Salaki. Proverbs 29:2, it says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. And right now the wicked are in rulership, therefore the people are mourning. And now you have this age in where children are subject to these programs that basically raise them. Because now Esau has it to where you got to work a job 8, 10, 14 hours of the day. So now the parents are outside of the homes, and what's really teaching the children is the internet. And what's put on the internet is a bunch of filth, man. A bunch of corruption that's put there in place to corrupt the minds and the spirits of the people, man.
Right.
So now that you got this going on, the people are mourning, and this is exactly what the scriptures talk about happening in the latter days. If I can get this in our 2 Timothy chapter 3, I'm gonna start at verse 1. It says, "This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come. For men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy, without natural affection, truce breakers, false accusers, incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good, traitors, heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasures more than lovers of the Heavenly Father. And this exactly describes the characteristics of today's society. You know, you
Yep.
have all these people who are covetous, they boasters, they proud, and they learning this off the internet, man. You know, the time spent on the internet is teaching these people to be unthankful, unholy, you know, truce breakers, lovers of pleasures more than lovers of the Heavenly Father. You know, and these are all things that were prophesied to happen in the latter days, man. You know?
Because I want to land back on what you're saying, because ultimately the reason why these things are being pushed, especially starting with the children, because they want to program, they want to program you from a young age, because that's really when you're most susceptible to, being taught whatever. They're teaching you to be anti Hamashiach, man. To live in a wicked society. They want you to, as I say, do as in Rome. So in order for you to pretty much, make it in society, they want you to be wicked, man. Because being a righteous man or woman in this society, ultimately, it's not going to benefit you. So I got two off of what you just said. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 10, verse 2. It says, "As the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers, and what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein." Right. So since Esau, Edom, the wicked, who is in power, how he is, this is how he's making everybody else operate, man. He's the one that's putting this wickedness on all the TV shows, on all the video games, on all the different things that these children are into. Man, you look at TikTok, man. All right, yeah, there's some truth on TikTok and Instagram, but it'd be some straight up demonic witchcraft type bullshit on there, man. And these kids are just into it, man. A lot of these dances that these children, these women are taking part of, those be actual rituals, man. I did a video on that about a year or two ago, where you have people doing these so-called challenges, and the term that they use in the witchcraft is called scribing, man. So you're actually casting spells when you're doing some of these things, imitating these damn TikTokers, man. Because really, TikTok is a haven for witches, man. A lot of witches do their stuff, their magic through TikTok, because ultimately, the TV, the laptop, your phones, the tablets, all these different things are mirrors that pretty much are being used to pretty much do Esau's witchcraft, man. They're portals, man.
I'm gonna go back to mediums too.
Yeah, it's mediums. That's the word I want to
Okay.
use. Salakia, mediums. Yeah. So hey, this is how his wickedness is being pushed through everything, because what they call it, television programming, man. All right. And I heard the elders in Mississippi going into television. All right, Esau, the word television, it actually goes into tell a vision, and the vision that they want you to know about is how they want you to be, which is a wicked individual, man. Operating off of the ways of the devil, man. All right, this is why John 8:44, you are of your father the devil. They're learning exactly how to be wicked, just like their father, man, which is Esau, man. Okay. And so this is the main reason why they want you to have your kids learn off of technology, learn off TV. Because look who Jake look up to, man. Just dealing with the Israelites, man. Everybody wants to be a rapper, which you can tell through the spirit how the Lord feels about rappers, man. These niggas been getting smoked every single day, man. That's the worst profession in the world right now, to be a rapper, man. All right, but you learn these people learn from rappers. They learn from these athletes. All these guys who do nothing but promote Esau's agenda, man. All right, but if you being an Israelite, you teaching your kid Esau that does not want that. This is Sirach 30:3. He that teaches his son grieveth the enemy, and before his friends he shall rejoice in him. This is why he has everything like this, man. All right, you're at work more than you're at home, and he made it to where your woman, she's no longer at home too teaching. She's at work. So like you said, who's raising the damn kids, man? All right, the schools and social media and TV, man, which is nothing but wickedness. You're being taught nothing but wickedness and lies, man.
I got a precept. You got something, bro?
No, you got it, bro.
This is Matthew 6:22-23. It says, I'm sorry, verse 22. It says, "The light of the body is the eye. If therefore thine eye be single, thy whole body shall be full of light. But if thine eye be evil, thy whole body shall be full of darkness. If therefore the light that is in thee be darkness, how great is that darkness?" and then just going into Esau. Esau's a cunning hunter, so he know that if he puts the bread and circus out there, you're gonna be filled with that wickedness if you're overindulging into that. That's why he has the bread and circus out there.
That's right.
Mhm. Hey, if I may say this too, and a part of the reason why I brought out that article is because one of the instruments that Esau is going to use is the children in order to bring forth, that decision to take the mark too. Because now the
Mhm.
children are being engineered to where they like the brother said, they're more susceptible to be conditioned to the new society, the new ways of life. So now they're gonna convince their parents, hey, look, this is the way to go, mom,
Mhm.
this is the way to go. We should do this, we should do that. And now that's another instrument Esau has in his pocket in order to
Yeah.
get the people to conform to his ways.
Yeah. Because the shit they getting taught in school, man. And it's pretty much like I don't have children. For brothers that do got children, you gotta pretty much have them unlearn the shit they learned in school, and you gotta teach them the right way, man. You know, because Esau ultimately, like you said, is conditioning them. Like a good example of that, you teach your children, these holidays are wicked, but then they go to school, all right, they pushing, these Christmas and Halloween and all that. So now they come back home kind of discouraged, like all my friends, they're doing these holidays. Why can't I? So they're at school being singled out because they don't want to take part in that, man. You know, which is another reason that why the women, they fold into that because they don't want their children being left out, and then it falls back on the man to see, all right, you got to stand on your principles, man. All right, because you're always going to get pushback from your woman and your children if they're if they're not meant to get this truth, man. Because that's once again a test unto you, man. You know. So that's why it's important, for the man, the Israelite man. All right, this is who it starts with. For you to get yourself right with the Most High, and everything else will follow set.
It's going back to the precept you brought out, bro. I said, therefore, set thine house in order, and that starts with yourself. Just going line back into the point that you brothers are going into. It start with yourself, and then going into the rest of your family.
Yeah, because to add to what you just said, this is Sirach 3:9. It says, "For the blessing of the father establishes the houses of children, but the curse of the mother rooted out foundation." So the father is the one who ultimately, is the one that gets the house right, man. All right, it starts with the father, but if the father is not right, then the foundation for the rest of his house ain't gonna be right. The women ain't gonna be right, and the children ain't gonna be right, man.
Mhm.
So as we were saying, man, all right, we're seeing the Most High, set his elect in order before thine eyes, man. Roughly paraphrasing, man. So this is why the Lord is doing what He's doing, man. He's fortifying the members of the elect. Lord willing, that be each and every one of us to get ready, man. To get right and to get ready, man.
Con.
What y'all got?
Yeah, some more on the article, bro.
Oh no, that was all I wanted to bring out. Right?
Con.
I ain't got nothing else.
You gotta close it out then.
Con.
Hey, but Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. We're gonna go ahead and close it out by saying, Call her light and blah. Yahweh, Yahweh Shah, Hey, double honor to the elders and the prosperity mills on the tortoise truth rule well. Hey, much respect to you, brothers out there pushing this truth for all righteousness and sincerity. Shalom, shalom.
Shalom, shalom.